Welcome back to my makeup studio bathroom. My name is Katey Denno, and I am a New York and Los Angeles based celebrity makeup artist and a huge fan of all things Credo Beauty. I'm also a huge fan of holiday makeup, which is why I look like this right now. And I'm going to pop on here with a totally naked face in just a minute and walk you through all the steps that I took to give myself this highlighted and sculpted cheek, this beautiful mauvey lip, these shimmery and well-defined eyes, sculpted brow, and perfect glowing complexion. So please follow along, and if you have any questions at the end, log on to credobeauty.com and chat with one of their makeup artists who will help you find your perfect matches. Okay, so first up is X's Jump Start Smoothing Primer. This stuff is great on all skin types. Honestly, I carry it in my kit. I use it on everyone. Everyone has great things to say about it. If you're super dry, like me, you might want to put some moisturizer or oil on underneath it. If you're more on the oily side, skip that and just use this. It is great whether you put something on over it or not. It's just skincare, but it also has a really nice blurring effect. So if you've got enlarged pores, it can really help to hide those. And if you're putting makeup on top, whether it's a full face of foundation or just a little cheek color, it will help to grip and hold it better throughout the day. I always do eyes first before I do foundation because I'm going to put my hands all over my face as I'm doing my eyes. So I'll wait until the very end to do foundation, and then you really see the whole look come together. Because the number one question that I'm asked is, how do I look more awake? I always curl eyelashes. It really serves to open the whole eye area, no matter what your eye shape, no matter what your lash type is. For those of you who tell me, my lashes are so stick straight, they won't curl. I know you can curl them. Anyway, that's the very first step. And because most holiday looks involve some sort of sparkle somewhere, I'm going to give my eyes a whole lot of sparkle and use these two shades from Exa. First, I'm going to use Dear Diary. This is a very holiday-esque shade, although it's fun to wear all year long. I could definitely wear this in the spring and summer too, but when used for a holiday look, it just makes everything in the eye area look bright and shimmery. You can, of course, put this on with a brush, but I wanted to show you truly how simple these gel pigments are. They stay beautifully. Probably one of the best innovations in eye color and shimmer and ever. So you can apply them to naked lids. You can also layer them on top of one another, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, so Jump Rope, this is another fun shade from Exa, is a mix of purple, gunmetal, it's got a little bit of silvery in there. This is one of my favorite shades to put on pretty much everyone, myself included. So you could easily do this with a brush, but even more easily with a finger. So placement is such a personal preference thing. I'm just going to keep this more deep shade to the bottom of my lid, not going above my crease. If you don't have a crease, I would suggest taking this and taking it up and out towards the side and a little bit over where your lashes show when your eye is wide open. So what's really nice about this shade is it could be considered a neutral in your eyeshadow wardrobe. But it can also be, like I am doing here, paired with something that has so much sparkle to it, because this doesn't have nearly as much sparkle, and it becomes something totally different. So these dry down really quickly, which is great. So transferring and creasing is kept to a serious minimum. And you can put more layers on of the same color for more intensity of color. I always keep a black washcloth nearby when I'm doing makeup in case I need to clean anything up. Works perfectly. Okay, so I want a little more sexy, sultry, smudgy black definition around my eyes. So I'm going to use the Perez black crayon pencil and Jenny Patinkin's angled brush just to give myself a little of that. Pretty much every makeup artist will tell you that eyeliner placement and shape that you draw is really unique to each person's unique eye shape. So if you have absolutely no idea where to start with eyeliner, I always tell people to start by just darkening in where your lashes grow out of your eyelid. It's your eyelash line is what we call it. And you're just enhancing that. Similarly to when we put mascara on, it's enhancing the lashes. This is really just giving your eye some serious definition. You'll want to play around with, do you stop right there? Or do you give yourself a little bit of a wing? Do you like how you look with the bottom lashes intensified? It's all about personal preference as well. So it's really one of those things to give yourself, you know, a good hour, maybe on a weekend, to play with, take pictures of yourself, bring some makeup remover into the bathroom with you, and just see what looks great on you. Okay, for this look on me, and you've seen me do a ton of different eyeliner looks, but I'm going to take this very nicely sharpened. I always like, if I'm going to do this look, to make sure my pencil's sharp, and I have a pencil sharpener nearby because I'll need to sharpen in between eyes. And I'm just going to go right into my lash line and intensify it. So I'm going to use a mirror so that I can see up close and just go right in here. It's a subtle difference, but it's impactful. See? It's impactful. Do the same thing to the other eye, and then I'm going to come back and give myself a little bit of a smudgy line on top of my lash line. I like to anchor my finger on my face, which is another reason why I don't do foundation till the end, so that I have a more steady hand. Okay, so now I'm going to take this liner and just dot it along the top of my lashes, and then I'm going to go in with the brush and smudge it out. So it's really a personal preference as to what shape of brush you use to smudge out your liner. I'm going to use this one right now, but I often use this little dome-shaped brush. This gives a little bit more precision in smudging. Okay, you can already start seeing the transfer of this eyeliner to the bottom inner waterline, which is what I'm going for. So just, it's worth pointing out that this liner from Perez is wonderful for that smudgy, sexy look. But if you're looking for a precision drawn line that's going to last in that shape all day, this is not it. But this is a wonderful one for this kind of like smudgy, smoky look. And the more you blink, the more it will transfer, which is ideal. So if your eyes are very hooded, either they're extremely deep set, if you are of Asian descent, if you don't have any lid space showing between here and your lash line, I would not go with this eyeliner. It will end up transferring up here. Instead, I would just take these two gel pigment colors, the shimmeries that I showed you, and give yourself a halo around your eyes. It will look amazing. If you have really oily eyelids, which most people do, it can really help to make your eyeliner adhere better if you take a little bit of the same color eyeshadow. So I take a black eyeshadow and just press it, you can use that same brush, along the eyeliner, and it gives it something to really adhere to. Okay, so showing off Kjaer Weis's new launch. This is their I'm Possible mascara. Impossible, I'm Possible. I like the double entendre. It's got a great brush. It really helps to push lashes up, enhancing that curl. It's lengthening, it's thickening, it's nice and dark black. Mascara has really come a long way in the clean beauty realm. It doesn't have the little flakes, little balls at the tips. Just a really good one for volumizing and lengthening. Okay, so I always decide at the end if I'm going to put a little mascara on the bottom, and I think I am. So I like to remove a lot of the product from the brush and just go in and wiggle lightly. Otherwise, bottom lashes can get really spidery. And then I always take a cotton swab and swipe underneath to give a more soft look. Okay, so it's time for foundation, which I usually keep pretty light. I'm gonna use my shade, it's called Katey, in Exa's line, and I take a small amount. No matter if somebody has a lot to cover up or next to nothing, they just want a more even skin tone, I take a teeny bit and I start in the center of the face. I'm going to use Jenny Patinkin's angled complexion brush, pick up a little of the product, and begin around the nose. See my sunspots, get a little coverage. Keeping it most intense in this area on me because this is where I have most sun damage, most broken capillaries. What's nice about this foundation is that you can really apply it in a very sheer way, and you can also, if you have a lot more to cover up, you can go back in and add layers. But it just so happens today I don't have so much that I need to cover. And because the texture of your skin needs to match everywhere, I take a teeny bit. Even though it's a perfect skin tone match, I take a teeny bit and cover any skin around my face that's going to be showing. And then I'm going to go back in and use the same foundation as my under eye concealer. It's a great consistency for that. Okay, so if you are somebody who typically gets really shiny throughout the day, now would be the time to apply your first layer of very finely dusted on powder. And I would start right in the center of the face. You know, the T-zone is typically where we get more shiny, some of us on the chin as well. But go sparingly because powder can end up looking really cakey if you have to apply multiple times throughout the day. So just a tiny dusting is usually sufficient. Okay, let's talk brows. So you've seen me talk about them before. I really like these Kosas products. Pencil, brow gel. So this is also totally personal preference, subjective. How you apply, where you apply, and what you apply. Some people like to just go in with a brow gel. Some people just a pencil. Some people both. Typically, I will start at the arch or wherever you want your arch to be and fill in with little strokes all the way down to the end of the tail. And then I'll go back in and paint in the inside. If you start coloring in the inner corner, it can often look a little too harsh and as if you're angry with that heaviness there. This does not hold true for everyone, of course. Brows, such a subjective thing. So same thing with brow gel. However, with brow gel, it's a little bit more forgiving and you can do it in a number of ways. So what I did already was, just to set my brows earlier, was to brush them backwards and then this way. So I did it on both parts of, you know, like the forward facing part of my brow and the back facing part of my brow so that they were more full and more defined. And now I just feel like maybe I'll go in with a little bit of the clear just to give them a little bit more solid direction and hold. 2 new launches from Vapor make doing cheeks really fun. So depending upon your skin tone, this could be your highlighter. This could be your highlighter. For me, I'm going to take a deeper shade and use it instead of as a highlighter and instead of as a bronzer, which you could totally use this for. I'm going to use it to sculpt my cheek by tapping it on just underneath my cheekbone. Of course, you could go directly from the tube onto your skin, but if you've put down any foundation, it's a lot more forgiving to use gentle taps of your finger rather than swiping, because swiping can often disturb the makeup underneath a little too much. I also like using the heat of my finger to melt this into skin so it's not obvious that I've done it, but look at that sculpted cheekbone. It's subtle, but it's there. Okay, then I'm going to take what for me is a highlighter and just tap it on the top part of my cheeks. Give me that beautiful sheen just right there. You don't want to overdo it because I've already got a lot of shimmer on my lids. So I just want a nice subtle, hey, look at my cheekbone. And then I'm going to take the third product. It's called At Last. I love this. It's great on lips, lids, cheeks. And I'm going to put it kind of in between and on top of the other two products. Kind of giving myself that like Neapolitan ice cream cheek. It's 3 products that really just make your cheek look more plump, sculpted, and higher. Love this. Oh yeah. Oh, this is the perfect shade. It really brought this whole look together. So I'm pulling, this is not normal for me, but I'm just putting one color on my lips. I'm pulling like, it's a very, sorry, this is messy. It's a very mauvey, could be very neutral on many skin tones. So easy to wear for every day. I think it's the perfect complement for this kind of done eye, while still keeping it, you know, somewhat punchy and not too subdued. I love that this palette makes every user into a makeup artist. You could do a fun gradation, you could mix the fuchsia and the red, you could just wear the cherry alone for a really bold look, and you can put them on really sheer with your finger, or for a more structured look, you could use a lip brush. It's so versatile. I'm really into this look, and I am sure I will do plenty more holiday looks for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned an application tip or two, that you found a new product that you're excited to try on yourself. Of course, I wish you the most beautiful of holiday seasons, and I hope that you have fun playing around and painting on your beautiful face. Bye for now.